call, please.
Miller,
Here.
Eckert,
Here.
Vincent, Milton,
Here.
Valencia, Fisher,
Here.
Stelling,
Here.
Hannaford.
Here. Okay. Item number 4 is discussion and action on the consent agenda. All of the following items which concern reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at City Council meetings will be approved by one vote of the Council. Any member of the Council desiring to discuss an item on the consent agenda may request that it be removed from the consent agenda and placed for discussion as the next item on the regular agenda. It will then be considered separately. The consent agenda consists of the consideration and action on the following items. Item A, approval of the minutes of the special meeting of March 5th, 2016. Item B, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of March 21st, 2016. And item C, approval of claims in the amount of $296,607.77 and payroll expenses of $70,000 or $70,408.44. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? A motion by Councilman Fisher, second by Dr. Hannaford to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Fisher,
Yes.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Stelling,
Yes.
Eckert,
Yes.
Milton.
Yes. Item 6 is reports from boards and officers. Personnel committee meeting from March 21st. Councilman Miller would like to share.
Most of our discussion at that meeting was over the budget. We did discuss the items that we talked about at our retreat. What we were looking at personnel-wise. Next fiscal year was the primary discussion, though. Any new positions that'll be open or consolidation of others with the budget year coming. Joe Don might have more to touch on that, but that was kind of the gist. We didn't have to come out with any real decisions that we were finalized on at that time.
One of the other items that we talked about was our health care and trying to get our broker down to discuss our options for health care renewals and see how we move forward with that, because that has the potential of being a big hit to us. Currently they're seeing about 12 to 18% increase is what he told me. So we're looking at ways to mitigate that expense.
Are there any questions for Personnel Committee or Business Manager from the Council? Thank you. Next item is Special Tourism Committee meeting from March 23rd.
Well, besides their minutes and financials, they did consider 3 funding items. One was for the Nescatonga Arts Festival for $13,175. That was approved. The second was the Alva Speedway LLC for $7,500, and that one was also approved. And the last item was action to fund Northwest Oklahoma Teen Camp. It was requested that they have $29,223, and they approved an amount not to exceed $7,500. That was the discussion at the meeting.
Are there any questions for Joe Don? Okay. Councilman Miller, would you please give the Finance Committee report?
Prior to this meeting, the Finance Committee met and some purchase orders, claims, had discussion on projects, possible new development coming. We had a lot of discussion on our budget and primarily on the ordinance for on the capital reserve fund and having discussion on trying to plan that out over the next 5 to 10 years as far as what we're going to be needing capital reserve wise and projects further into the future than that. So we had some discussion on that. That took up the majority of the time. We didn't come out with any final decisions on that thing.
Council have any questions for Wes? Next item is the mayor's report. I want to, I guess, start and just, and we don't have any firemen here, but I tell you what, the firemen, the firefighters, the first responders, and everybody that represented the city of Alva with the big range fire here last week. I just want to, I guess, draw attention to the fact that we do have some really dedicated and talented people both working for us and volunteering for our city, and you know, we have an excellent fire safety rating for a reason, and those guys, when you see them, those guys and gals, when you see them, anybody that helped with the response, make sure to, and I'm sure you guys have, but make sure to thank them, and then just our community in general, the outpouring of support. Alva's got to be one of the greatest places in the world to live, and so I'm sure all of you guys have run across lots of people that have been involved with that. So, on another note, the Lieutenant Governor's Turkey Hunt will be April 13th, 14th, and 15th out here in Woods County, here in Alva, and it looks like they've got a strong agenda of, I guess, business folks that are coming in to the way they get invited to the turkey hunt is they've got an economic interest in our community, whether to develop that interest or to expand some interest that they already have in Woods County. It looks like it's going to be a well-rounded group of individuals that are going to get to experience some of the, I guess, the fun parts of Woods County, and get to rub elbows with a lot of the people here that help make economic development decisions, and then maybe some future partners that they might have in Woods County. So that's coming up. If you have any questions on that, I know Alex is working a lot on that, and as well as Woods County Economic Development. So it's a really great event, and that would conclude my report.
Good.
Item E is the city business manager's report.
Well, I'd like to touch on a couple of projects. I know we've been talking about both of these for a long time. The automatic meter replacement project. That project's scheduled to be complete by April 15th. At this time, it appears Ferguson will probably meet that schedule. We did meet with, I did meet today with our staff, the water department and the utility billing, to determine what has been missed according to our reads and why they were missed, and what we do to correct the issues before the 15th. We will be getting a list of errors out to the water department for them to go out and check to ensure water meters have either been replaced or are fixing to be replaced, or that they took them off the list. If they took them off the list, those meters will be pulled, and there will not be a meter in that slot at this time. Then on the Young and 8th Street project, that also is winding down. They've probably got another couple of weeks left of work to do on that project, but it's slated to be finished by May 2nd. It looks like at this time they'll be finished in plenty of time. The airport projects that we have going on, with the T-Hangar construction project is slated to open bid openings to be at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Do expect a few bids in. We will have a bid evaluation meeting immediately following the opening of those bids by staff and a couple of board members to make a recommendation for the airport board on their April 11th meeting. The engineers did inspect and sign off on the taxiway extension project that was complete as being complete. Street repair and resurfacing projects. We are finishing up the work on the intersection of 10th Street. Expect for that corner to be done this week. They've got 2 returns that probably were finished today. They needed to come back in after that and do some work on sidewalks and backfill in behind the curb. But that all work should be complete this week. Following this, they're currently working on the milling up the streets of Sunset and Murray Drive. We have sent out notices to that. We will be doing milling of several other streets around town after we finish this. We'll say that Church Street, Murray, Santa Fe, when we leave those areas, they will not be completely finished. We will be coming back in on all of those areas in the summer months. In the month of May, to do a asphalt resurfacing on all those streets. We'll have some more work, milling work done on several other streets, and then come in at one time and do our asphalt overlays. We have been working with the street department to determine replacement and resurfacing plan for next budget year. As far as job openings, of course, we've got the paramedics and the EMTs that we're needing to hire. Looking for a assistant manager for the pool. We've already have our manager chosen. We're taking applications for lifeguards. We are currently actively searching for a utility billing clerk, and we're fixing to start search for a office manager. Meetings that we have coming up. Immediately following this meeting, we'll have a water and sewer committee meeting. Library board meeting meets tomorrow at 9 a.m. The Arena Authority will meet tomorrow at noon at Graceful Arts building in their boardroom. There's an OML legislative committee meeting scheduled on April 6th that I probably will not be able to attend. I will probably be here in the office on that day. The Citizen Leadership Academy training that we sent out notices on a few weeks ago will start on April 7th in Elk City, and Ben Orcutt and myself will attend that meeting, those sessions. We have the OEDA's having their annual luncheon meeting on April 22nd. Last year, Councilman Melton and Councilman Stelling both attended with me. If anybody would like to attend this meeting on the 22nd, please let me know by April 15th so I can RSVP. It's a pretty good barbecue meal if you got the opportunity to go. I'd like to acknowledge what the mayor said about the firemen and add that this is still an active fire. It is requiring time from our fire department even today. So it is still an active situation. The next, I'd like to acknowledge the Alva Tree Board. That committee has, through the years, done a lot of work with the replacement of trees around the area. And because of that work, the Arbor Day Foundation named Alva a 2015 Tree City USA in honor of its commitment and effective urban forest management. So I'd like to express my gratitude to the Alva Tree Board for their work in helping Alva get that recognition. And Mayor and Council, that would be my report. I'd be happy to try to answer any questions that you may have.
Council have any questions for Joe Don? Thank you. Item 7 is discussion and action to enter into executive session pursuant to Title 25, Section 307B of the Open Meeting Act. Item A, pursuant to Title 25, Section 307B2, discussion concerning IAFF Local 3782 Alva, OK contract negotiations.
Make a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to Title 25, Section 307B.
Second.
Second. Melton, okay. I have a motion by Councilman Miller, second by Councilman Melton to enter into executive session pursuant to Title 25, Section 307B of the Open Meetings Act. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Miller,
Yes.
Melton,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Stelling,
Yes.
Eckhart,
Yes.
Okay. Council members stay. Clerk staff stay. Attorney stay. Regular session. Item 9 is council action, if any, required from executive session concerning IAFF Local 3782 Alva, Oklahoma contract negotiations. There is no action coming out of executive session. So item 10 is remarks and inquiries by citizens. Public comment will be limited 2 minutes per speaker. Speaker must identify himself or herself. Is there any comment from the public? Well, thank you for coming. Item 11 is remarks and inquiries by council members. Council members? All right. We'll close the meeting of the Alva City Council.